You're watching Local 6, home of ClickOrlando.com. Local 6 News starts now.
Hello. Here's why I stopped just for speed, so 60.
Just in the video of George Zimmerman pulled over again. What happened this time and what he had to say to police in moments.
And deputies surround a local home after one of their own is hurt in a fight.
But first, we have two big weather stories tonight. Strong storms and a new tropical depression. Good evening. I'm Lauren Rowe.
And I'm Gert Swanson. More on the depression in just a moment. But first, we're talking rain. A soggy start to the evening. And look at our camera right there, just pelted by the wet stuff. You're looking live right here at State Road 434. Let's swing it over to Chief Meteorologist Tom Searles. And Tom, this really hit us with a bang.
Yep, and hitting at the worst possible time, guard, right as we're getting ready to do our big drive home for everyone in Central Florida. Good news is most of the children are already home from school, but our significant weather advisory from Orange County is about to go off the clock at 5 o'clock. Same for Seminole, but down here in Osceola, you guys have it until 5:15, and Marion County about the same. Significant weather advisory because of all the lightning until 5:15. Here's what radar looks like. This is impressive. Check out my lightning tracker. Got it up here in the corner. We're talking almost 25 or 26,000 lightning strikes in Central Florida in the last hour. We will take the lightning off and then take off flying and show you exactly what's happening with the rain right now. Here's Sanford for the moment, getting the big rain. We're talking about a pounding bunch of rain coming down in Seminole County here in the last hour or so. You see the way it's built in? One thing you notice, it's not going anywhere very quickly. So if you're underneath these cells, they just sort of linger, sit right on top of you and pound that rain coming down in Sanford all the way to Lake Mary, all the way down to Winter Springs, Jones Landing, Oviedo. You guys are all getting in on the rain. Over on the east side of the viewing area, not a whole lot happening, but down here, here's Holopole, here's St. Cloud, here's Narcoossee, and all of this nastiness is building back up to the north. Farther to the north, here's De Leon Springs getting big rain right now. Conrad up to Barberville getting the big rain still. And Marion County, don't forget, you've got your significant weather advisory until 5:15. This is what the rain looks like now getting to the east of Ocala. What about the tropics? The news is breaking. We've been talking about this, Invest 97 now for, seems like 2 weeks. Well, finally, in the last 30 minutes, the Hurricane Center decided they found enough circulation and wind speed in there. They went ahead and upgraded it to a tropical depression. TD number 7. Going to put some big rain through Puerto Rico. For now, this is what the radar coming out of San Juan looks like tonight. And right in here, you see a little bit of circulation going on. That's what they figured out with the reconnaissance flight this afternoon. And so they're going to look at all the models. And the track for this thing for now will come up to the north. I'll be back in a few more minutes with another update on radar and the official track of TD number 7.
All right, thank you, Tom. Also developing tonight, an Orange County deputy hurt in a scuffle. The sheriff says he was searching for drugs but found a whole lot more.
It was tense. Deputies rushed to a house, some armed with rifles pointed right at all of this, after a deputy got a tip that something was going on inside that home of Volusia Drive just off of Hoffner. Shelley Muniz is live outside of the Orange County Jail. So, Shelley, there were conflicting reports earlier that the deputy was actually stabbed or cut. What happened and how is everybody doing?
Yeah, there was some confusion, but according to the Orange County Sheriff, he is doing just fine, did just get a cut on his arm after he was pushed, allegedly, by this guy. Now, just a few minutes ago, this guy was identified to us as 40-year-old Daryl Roby, who is now in the Orange County Jail.
For someone that grew up in this neighborhood, a bad apple. They don't belong here.
And Amanda Detillion lives on Volusia Drive in Orlando, across from that so-called bad apple. It's a home Orange County deputies say they know too well, having been there almost once a week for the past year. But today, when 3 deputies in plain clothes responded to drug complaints, they found 8 men, 8 women.
As they open the door, he can clearly see stacks of money on a table along with narcotics. And that's when the individual, after he identified himself, pushed him out of the house.
That veteran deputy was sent to the hospital after he cut himself when he was pushed to the ground. Deputies say by this guy who was in the home where law enforcement found a ton of evidence.
So what was going on in there? They found drugs, they found money. Was there prostitution going on there? Why aren't you talking?
While he had nothing to say, neighbors like Amanda did, claiming she's even seen children there.
We know that there's usually 4 kids that are down at that house under the age of 6, and we usually see them walking up and down the streets. But today, apparently, they didn't find none of the kids in the house.
There's no question there's something else going on. We're going to get to the bottom of that.
And after executing a search warrant this afternoon, they found a lot of evidence. They say a home, they say, has a history of prostitution. More on that at 6 o'clock, Lauren.
Sounds like they're just scratching the surface there, Shelley. A number of people questioned. Only one person arrested at this point.
That's right. The guy charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, but we do know that immigration officials are now taking over this investigation, so we could possibly see more in the future.
Okay. Thank you, Shelley.
Now to George Zimmerman's new run-in with the law, all caught on camera. Here's the video for you right here, shot from the officer's body camera just moments after he pulled over Zimmerman for speeding. This all went down yesterday morning on Reinhardt Road and Siemens Road in Lake Mary, not far from the neighborhood where he shot and killed Trayvon Martin. Mike DeForest has more.
Hello. Here's why I stopped you for speed. Sorry. 60. Sorry.
George Zimmerman may be trying to keep a low profile, but ever since a jury acquitted him of murdering Trayvon Martin 2 months ago, he's had several encounters with law enforcement.
Do you have your registration insurance? My glove compartment. Okay.
Back in July, while driving this same Honda Ridgeline, police in Texas pulled over Zimmerman for speeding. That time, he was given a warning. A few days earlier, Seminole County deputies say Zimmerman helped rescue a family that had crashed their car along the 417 and I-4. All
right, due to the fact you were 15 over, I did issue a citation for speed, all right?
Some had speculated that Zimmerman would leave Central Florida, but at least for now, it appears he's still spending time in the same area where he shot and killed Trayvon Martin last year.
Do you have any questions for me? No, sir. All right, here's all your information. Please be careful pulling out here and drive safely, all right?
That was Mike DeForest reporting. Normally, when someone gets a speeding ticket, their home address becomes public record. But in the copy given to us by Lake Mary Police, Zimmerman's address is blacked out. The police chief says that was done due to a court order designed to protect Zimmerman from people who may try to hurt him. We put the entire video of Zimmerman's speeding ticket right on clickorlando.com. You'll find a link of that video and the story right on the homepage.
Big news out of Washington tonight, and it's good news for the president in his push to act against Syria. Late this afternoon, a Senate panel voted to give the president the authority to use military force. The measure allows the president to order a limited military mission. That's the quote there. And that means it cannot last any longer than 90 days, and it cannot put American troops on the ground in combat. The full Senate is expected to vote on the plan next week. Earlier today, the president said a lack of action would allow Syria to continue to act with impunity.
First of all, I didn't set a red line. The world set a red line. The world set a red line when governments representing 98% of the world's population said the use of chemical weapons are abhorrent and passed a treaty forbidding their use even when countries are engaged in war.
Now, today's vote was close in this committee, 10-7. Among those voting against military action, Florida Senator Marco Rubio. Rubio yesterday said he was skeptical that a strike could achieve the president's objectives. Central Florida Congressman Alan Grayson is taking his fight against attacking Syria online. His campaign has set up this website, which urges supporters to sign a petition opposing any action against Syria. The site proclaims America is not the world's policeman, judge, or jury. CBS News is in Syria and with the president in Sweden. We'll have an update tonight on the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley starting at 6:30. New at 5, police raid a Brevard County grocery store because they say the owner was stealing welfare benefits.
Yeah, we are talking a lot of benefits, about $100,000 or more. In fact, it's a lot more than that. We were there as police raided Mike's Shop and Save on Peachtree Street in Cocoa. Investigators say the owner let people buy beer, cigarettes, and even lottery tickets with their food stamp cards. Police say the man behind this scheme is this guy here, Prakash Patel. He stole thousands of dollars, $367,000 to be exact. He's now facing a list of charges, including fraud, money laundering, and racketeering.
The Orlando Predators are having some home field issues. Local 6 has learned the team has defaulted on its lease at the Amway Center. According to the report, the Preds simply did not have enough fans in the stands. The lease requires an average attendance of 6,000 fans per game. The city just gave the attendance record to us, and they show the team averaged about 5,800 people per game. And because of that, the lease will be terminated on Monday. Now, we just got off the phone with Predators management. They are going to be issuing a statement shortly. We'll bring it to you tonight on Local 6 News at 6.
Wow, that's close. Missed it by 122 fans on average.
That doesn't sound like a good deal.
No.
We'll have to see how they work that out.
Hopefully they'll renegotiate it.
I have
and
a
we'll
feeling
have
there's going to be some things worked out there.
Yeah.
All right, new tonight, a convicted sex offender is in more trouble for not registering as a sex offender.
Kissimmee police say this guy right here, David Rosado, has been living here for the past month but never registered. He was convicted a decade ago for raping a child in New York. Now he's back in jail without bond. Meanwhile, an accused sex offender is still nowhere to be found. We just checked, and Osceola County deputies are still looking for this guy, Loomis Wheeler. Investigators say he vanished earlier this week after cutting off this. That's his GPS monitoring device.
What's left of a villa ripped apart by a sinkhole will soon come down for good. You've seen these pictures before. That's the villa crashing into the hole last month at the Summer Bay Resort just west of Disney. Well, thankfully, everyone escaped. Nobody was hurt. But according to the Orlando Sentinel, Lake County has given the resort owners permission to start demolishing the rest of those damaged buildings. No word yet on when the demolition will begin.
Wow, that's incredible when you still look at it.
I know, it is. I'm just glad that everybody was okay.
Yeah, still scary. All right, next, a family fuming after they were kicked out of Universal.
A T-shirt cost them their celebration. Wait until you see this story. Also ahead, positive pregnancy tests for sale in Central Florida. Why women are looking to make a quick buck. We talked about the story last night at 11. We've got some reaction. People are pretty outraged.
And hello there, a big bear makes a surprise stop in one local family's backyard. Find out where, coming up. But first, here's Tom.
Man, it is a big bear.
Big and burly.
That's a big bear. Hey, take a look at the rain showers. We now have significant weather advisories extended for Orange and Seminole counties. It's all because of the lightning associated with these showers. I'll be back to track those. And, of course, we have the path of tropical depression, number 7. See you in minutes.
And the kidnapper who held women in a house of horrors takes his own life. New details about his final moments in prison. It's next.
And here's what we're working on for Local 6 at 6.
A big summer party has landed members at this fraternity in some really, really hot water. I'm Eric Sandoval at the University of Central Florida. I'll have the story at 6.